p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the how
much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange radio show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or in different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. And we need to eliminate that, and the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing because it's in my heart. and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are and what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live. Be exposed.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Are we on? Yes, indeed. There you go. Welcome to another week of It Is What It Is Radio. My name is Fly T. Miles. And you know how we have to start it off. This is King Porter Forever Friday. Please give my brother Jamel Raymond Bishop a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Lady Lee is back in the building with us.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
What's going on? How was your week?
My week was great. Before we get into my week, let me introduce our guest, childhood friend, man of many hats, many talents, artist, illustrator,
David Charles. What's
DJ,
up, that's what we do.
Videographer, everything. We got David Charles in the building.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a guest now.
You home.
Yeah, I done been on here.
It's our cousin's brother.
Yeah.
Brother cousin. This brother cousin, David Charles.
Yeah, so when I come here, I feel it's a new space, new environment. It's a different vibe, being in the building, but it's smooth. It's all good. It's an upgrade.
Wait till you see the joint. You see the joint. You see how we looking? Oh, wait a minute. You see how we looking?
Oh, okay.
Well, Lady Lee, you asked about my week.
How was your week?
First of all, let me say, shout out to Chad.
Shout out to Chad.
Love your dedication, my brother, calling from Texas, viewing from Texas.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Critique Empire magazine. I am a writer for them, and my first article appeared in their magazine, the December issue. So that was a big step for me. I've been writing for a while, writing blogs and things like that, but to see your work on in a magazine for me was uplifting, and I felt accomplished. I felt
absolutely.
I felt great. And then on the flip side of that, my son is in the magazine also.
Awesome.
So I mean, it all goes in the plan of laying a foundation for my child or my children, you know. So he wants to model. He was in a fashion show in Silver Spring, Maryland about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And he's featured in the magazine also.
That's dope.
So shout out to Sharon and everybody at Critique Empire for giving me the opportunity to express myself. So,
absolutely.
Yes.
But Dave, I was talking to you. You told, is that for everybody? I don't know. You told me about the deals you closed on.
Yeah, that ain't for everybody.
That ain't for everybody.
No,
all right, cool. But we doing big things over here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lady Lee, you been absent. What's up?
Just working on a lot of things, you know. Got a lot of things coming in 2019.
2019?
Yeah, that's what
they say you got to speak it into fruition and it will happen.
Yes.
So, you know, but I'm happy, man, with this extra platform. You know, I'm looking to, you know, interview a few people, a lot of people. Mr. Charles, you will have an interview. Lady Lee, you will have an interview.
Okay.
Soon.
Okay.
So, you know, but I'm not gonna talk y'all head off.
No, but let me just say this, man. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity. I think that it is what it is. Radio is becoming a consistent platform for people like myself, for artists that need a voice, and to be able to speak about the things that they got going on in their lives and the things that they're passionate about. And you know, me, I'm proud to see it grow. I mean, because I think the first time that I actually did this event, you know, it was different people around. It was a different building, and I did another show with you, and then y'all had moved to another location, and now this location is completely different. But I can see the growth and the company, and I can see the growth in what you're doing. You know, and like I said, if I'm not able to be here physically, I always try to tune in and see what you're talking about.
Right.
Because it's important. I think you hit on a lot of important topics. Some of them get a little spicy, but that's what we need. You gotta give them a little bit of.
Gotta shake it up.
Yeah, you gotta give them what they, you know, a little bit of what they want, but you also gotta bring them back and give them some of what they need.
What they need, yes, exactly. Yep. Positive information.
Indeed, indeed.
But I wanted to talk to y'all about. Well, first thing I wanted to talk about was, if you know, for the people that don't know, earlier this week it was a married couple. They were traveling late at night. The wife saw a homeless young lady, I would say, that had a baby. And she wanted to help them, so she pulled over to help them. And doing that, I believe the male was a male with a young lady. After the lady gave the lady the change, the man said something about wanting to thank the lady, and they rolled the window down again, and the young lady was stabbed and died. The husband, you know, he was there, and he's been conducting interviews. He's been on interviews since, talking about the situation. I wanted to get your input as, you know, let's switch places for a minute. Late night, you with your wife, you may, let's say, with your husband per se. If you all were in that situation, what would you have done different?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I mean, for me to not really know the details specifically what happened, because it was something that I kind of briefly read.
Right.
So I don't know the details to say how it went down, how it occurred, like the course of events that led up to her being killed. But what I will say is that mentally, I'm always thinking safety first, you know, in reference to my children or, you know, my better half or so forth. So I probably wouldn't have put them in a situation to where a person would have that one-on-one contact. And if a person, you know, if it was and based on what I heard, it was through the lady sitting in the driver's seat of the car, where the dude approached from that side, and that's where the attack happened.
Right.
You know, and in most cases, if you're in the passenger seat, you're within 2 seconds of being out of the car and on top of the person that To my understanding, that didn't occur.
Exactly.
So, and again, I'm basing it on bits of information that I heard, because I don't know the facts.
Right.
But I know that if he was in a position to harm her, I would have also been harmed as well, because I would have been on top of that brother. You know, and it would have been either he would have got me or I would have got him. So it would have probably been two rather than one. And that's just based on the information that I have. So that's just me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, me personally, let me get this together. I'm sorry, y'all. I lost my mic. But we live in Baltimore City, right? Let me get this situated. I'm sorry.
But I will say another thing that I've heard based on the backlash of the situation is that the gentleman was lobbying to get panhandling altogether removed, to make it illegal. So I read something briefly about it. I don't know how deep it would go, but that's something that he was pushing for, is to kind of get that removed from the city of Baltimore. So I mean, that's a whole different scenario. That's a whole different conversation or topic. But it kind of raises the conversation about, you know, how people truly feel about, you know, because me personally, I'm a person that values my space.
Right.
And even when you're driving in a community, you know, it is kind of, I would say, that it does create a certain level of discomfort. And I hope I'm not going too far off of the conversation.
No, you're good.
But it does create a certain level of discomfort when you stop at a light, and it seems as if in every intersection, there's someone that's panhandling you for money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it does create a certain level of discomfort for a stranger or person that you don't know to approach your vehicle within feet of your vehicle. And I mean, I'm a grown man, you know, and I feel comfortable in my skin. But when you think about, you know, teenagers that's driving, young people that are driving, women, single women, people that are driving by themselves, it creates a certain level of discomfort.
Right.
And I've always, you know, kind of frowned upon it personally. But that's just my perception.
I did too.
But it's unfortunate that situation happened. And to play devil's advocate, it's been going on so long. But this is really the first incident that's happened that I know of personally that's happened in the city of Baltimore, where someone was attacked and severely injured, and it leading to somebody being killed.
Tough situation. Me personally, if I was there, I'm sorry, I like to help people, but 12 at night, after midnight, I'm not pulling over. I'm not doing it.
You just gotta be cautious, you know?
Then, I mean, me personally, like you say, we're gonna play devil's advocate. The husband, just to me, was a little too calm. For him to have lost a wife in that manner, he was too calm for one. Then for two, like you say, all right, if that happened, she was on the driver's side, I'm in the passenger seat, why didn't you get to that person? That's your wife. That's your life partner. All right, she's got stabbed. You just gonna sit and just watch her bleed? No.
Right.
Me personally, I'm on them. I just think in the near future it's gonna come out that something wasn't right with that situation.
I agree. I agree also, because I mean, what person, you know, if they're on the passenger side and they see something going on, who's just going to sit there? You know what I'm saying? Like, he should have some type of wounds or something. When I watched him on the news, I was watching him and his daughter talk. Yeah. And it did seem a little fishy, because he seemed too calm. And then the story just didn't add up to me. I feel like he didn't put up a fight. And that's your wife. Why didn't you put up a fight? First of all, babe, don't roll down the window. It's late. You know, like,
you the man of the whole situation.
I just didn't understand that. So I definitely agree. I do think something more is going to definitely come out of that story.
Then, okay, you the man of the situation. Then on top of that, okay, you want to give us some change. All right, babe, come around to my side.
Exactly.
I'll give you the change.
Exactly.
And we go from there. But we got to go to a break. Make sure y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to dig more into this situation. It is what it is. Radio, make sure y'all share this and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to share.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
Period.
the real. Right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Well,
I mean, I think we should though.
We back. I still want I want to get some of these viewers' perspectives and opinions on this situation. Bo St. Martin, where you at, man? Q is busy. She couldn't make it today. But we're talking about this panhandling situation. And like I say, me personally, I think something is fishy.
Definitely.
I do. Just how the husband is acting, The daughter, the stepdaughter, we ain't even gonna put her in the equation. She high as I don't know what all the time on them interviews, scratching and crying and scratching. But I'm not here to judge. But like we were saying, me personally, like I said, if I was in that situation, he'd have got the money from me. You said basically the same thing. Well, you were saying, you know, why didn't they get to them, right?
Exactly.
I don't know, Lee. What you think? I mean, if you're in a car with your significant other, somebody asking for the bread, you driving by.
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't roll down the window.
Right.
But
right.
Okay. No, you know. But at the same time, yeah, I agree. I feel like as her man, why
the man should have been a man.
Yeah, he should have, you know, blocked her, pulled off something, got out the car. I mean, this man has no scars, no nothing.
He just got a story to tell.
Yes, about his dead wife.
About his wife.
You know what I'm saying? That's your wife. You should have protected her at all costs. You love this woman. Yeah, that's your rib. Why didn't you protect her? I don't understand.
Life insurance money. That's why I think. I could be wrong though, but you know, something to play with. I don't know. I'm just anxious to hear what other people have to think. Have to say about that.
Yeah.
But hey, if y'all want to call us up, let us know. We'll leave you a number in the description. You can call us up and speak your piece on the situation. So hopefully we'll hear something from y'all. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave that alone. We can get into our topic unless somebody comes through. But interracial. Oh, Tamika, yes, this happened in Baltimore.
Yes, ma'am.
Just to give you a rundown, like I say, we don't know the particulars, but a married couple were driving late night in East Baltimore. The wife saw a young lady which was holding a baby, and I heard it was raining. She pulled over and gave the lady some change. She then was stabbed. The husband was in the car. The husband didn't, try to get to the assailants. He just basically called 911, and I believe he drove his wife to the hospital. She died. And like we were discussing, I was saying personally that just by his actions, I don't think that, I think that it was put together, actually. I think it was a setup, but I could be wrong. So, I don't know. Sad situation in Baltimore. A lady's lost her life trying to help someone, and that has made it bad for panhandlers. And the thing is, it's crazy. I was at the gas station on Moravia and Frankfurt at a Shell, and I pulled up, and a dude was like on my passenger side trying to tell me, like, roll the window down, and had a bag and had some stuff for sale. So I rolled the window down like that. I say, man, did you watch the news? Do you know what's going on? Right. Do you know that somebody just got stabbed panhandling or asking for change? Oh, no, bro, I didn't know. I just have these he had some curved body sprays I made out. I bought 2 big curved body sprays and about 7 bottles of dish detergent. So you got shout out to Yo.
Oh, so you got, okay.
Oh, shit, at the Shell. That didn't get ugly. Okay. But I had to let him know, like, look, brother.
You took the chance for some body over my
Hey, $6, man. It got me. I'm good. But listen, that didn't get physical. I ain't make the news, so we all right.
Okay.
But man, oh man. But I made a lot. Yeah, because I had to tell. I said, yo,
you need to get that body wash right.
I was running low.
I got a lot of stuff. Dish detergent, body wash, body spray. And he threw in one deodorant.
For how much?
$6.
$6. Wow.
It pays to be in the hood sometime, I'm trying to tell you. Them hood deals be all right.
Okay.
Shout out to all my panhandlers. If any of y'all out here, look, we get out the show at 11 o'clock. I will buy body wash, deodorant, and socks and t-shirts any day.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
My dude.
That's what I did.
Okay.
Just don't walk up on the car. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't walk up on the car.
Yeah, don't walk up on the car, man. Don't walk up on the car. So, look, we was going to talk about interracial dating. Y'all thoughts.
You just gonna throw it out?
I'm gonna just throw it out there, man. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. My mind turned, and I was going somewhere else with it. But since we brought it up earlier, I figure we can speak on it for a few.
I mean,
hey, this gonna change quick. Don't worry.
No, I mean that's something that you could definitely have a conversation about. I think the question, and I'm gonna just throw it out there, like, would you interracially date? You know, it's a generalized question, and everybody has a preference. Me personally, and if I'm given the floor, that's not my preference.
You have the floor, my brother.
You know, and you know, the reason being. Is for one, and I'm just gonna say it in third, you know, as far as in third person. If I'm laying with a white woman, the history and the legacy of her people is attached to the oppression of my people. When you think about 400 years of conditioning, her people controlled, dominated, murdered, mutilated, brutalized my people for 400 years. I cannot be passionate and make love to my oppressor. That's something that I cannot do. And it's a mental and it's a psychological thing. And that's just my personal preference. I've had conversations with brothers that are involved with white women. I have friends of mine that have married white women. And I respect them the same, because again, it goes down to preference, what you prefer. You know, love has no face.
True.
You know, and I mean, in a perfect world, love is universal. You know, you could speak to somebody or speak to someone that doesn't speak your language, but a smile, a hug, a handshake is universal. It's a sign of love and affection.
Right.
So when you think about historically, the relationship between black and white people, I've never been a racist,
right?
But I've always been a realist. And if you draw a line in the sand and you think about the differences in the treatment of black versus white, it's something that I couldn't do. And that's just, again, my preference. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for white people and black people to date, but if you ask my preference, that's my preference. Again, somebody just somebody asked me what's wrong with interracial dating. Again, there's nothing wrong with interracial dating. But if you ask me my preference, and I feel like I did a great job of explaining why I personally would not interracially date.
Right.
But like I said, I have friends, I have people that do interracially date. Some of them are happy. And that's really what it all boils down to. So again, I don't want to say that I never made the comment that it was something wrong with interracially dating. I just feel that 400 years of oppression, and even oppression to this day, is tied to white people oppressing black people, and I do not want to be intimate with my oppressor. So that's just my perspective.
Okay. Oh, Tamika says interracial meaning all races or just whites? No, all races, Tamika. All races. We're talking all races. Chad said before, how can you expect the world to change if one sees in that kind of manner?
Well, it's cool. You can say that my perspective is not correct. You know, but again, that within itself is a contradiction, because that's my preference.
Right.
And that's what racism is about.
Exactly.
Or any level of prejudice. If I have a perspective and your perspective is different from me, then I'm frowned upon.
Right.
But if you ask my opinion, I'm gonna give you an honest answer.
Right.
I said that what my opinion is based on my experience, my research. Just as everyone's opinion and perspective is different and is based on their own observation, research, and the way that they were brought up. I not once said that, because people interpret information incorrectly, and with all due respect, if you ask the question, position it correctly.
Right.
But I never made the comment that interracial dating was incorrect.
Right.
So if you heard that, you can rewind this when it's done and you can hear what I said. But what I said is my preference.
Okay.
So that's my preference, and I stand by my preference, and I feel like I've answered the question to where and why I would not interracially date. If you can't interpret it the way that I spoke it, then that's you.
So be it. Let me ask you something, because Tamika here asked about Hispanic women. So, despite white women, would you date any other race other than your own?
I haven't. I'm 39 years old, and my experience with women has been all black women. And again, I'm not saying that it's wrong for black men or people to date outside of their race. I'm speaking about my personal preference. I haven't had the urge to go outside of my race.
Okay.
When you talk about your preference and what I'm attracted to, I've seen beautiful white women. I've seen beautiful Hispanic women, Brazilian women. But they don't do for me what a black woman does. And that's it's about your urge.
That's true.
People are so complex. When you think about people are so specific and so complex, everybody is completely different. There are no two people and there have been billions and trillions of people that have been on this planet. You could probably say that no two people's perspective has been identical.
Completely the same. That's true.
Right.
So people have different preferences.
That's
just
true.
like you have, we talk about homosexuality, gay men, gay women, men have desires for men. Women have desires for women. That's their preference.
Right.
You can't say in this world that they're wrong for what they do. Even though some people frown against it, some people may not believe in it. But if that's your desire, that's your desire. My desire is a black woman.
Okay.
Point blank, end of story. That's what I desire. So if I say that a black woman is my desire, that's what I want, then that doesn't mean that I'm anti everything else. That's just not my preference. If that answers the question.
Okay.
What about you, Ty?
I've had sex with a white woman, but she wasn't white. She was black, honestly. I tell her all the time, like, this was back in 97, and Danielle was just putting a white body. I'm telling you, like now she got dreads.
What? Okay.
She was just a cool, down to earth, white black girl that I met. When was that? No, we bought in the new year of 1996 together.
Okay.
Met her over the phone. Finally, me and Fat Man, Irvin from round the way.
Oh, okay.
Me, Irvin,
Lionel. I remember Lionel.
Corey. Winds up going somewhere, we up the heights, up the way. New Year's party. Me and the girl had talked previous to this, but we actually met then. And I was humping. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my.
But that was then. But I mean, she was a cool girl though. But that was the only white girl I ever been with. Hispanic, I've hit something Hispanic before, but I've never dated outside of my race. No, I've never had the urge to.
So you would say you don't have the urge to have interracial relationship? No.
Nothing against them, and I'm not a racist either.
Right.
But I guess, it never really...
It's your preference.
Yeah. I never thought about going to Eastern Avenue trying to get one of the Mexicans down there.
You know what?
I didn't. Just keeping it real. But no, I love my black women. Y'all got attitude, but I love y'all.
Yeah, I think the window of me doing that would have been a lot, when I was a lot younger.
Younger. That's what I say, yeah.
But me knowing what I know now and me doing the research and gaining the understanding of my people and what we've gone through together, black man and black woman, I can't deviate from that at this stage of my life.
Especially now.
No, I can't.
It's a tough one. What about you?
Me? Me personally, my preference is black men. You know? But I'm not gonna say that I've never been attracted to a person outside of my race. I have, because I believe that it's just spirit. It's the person inside. But actually laying down and sleeping with someone outside of my race, I've never done that. No. Okay. I don't have the urge to do that. No.
So you don't have the urge?
No. I love our black men. I support our black men. It's nothing against the other race. It's just that it's certain things I just see in our men that I just don't see in other races. That's me.
So you would be open? Possible?
I don't think so, because I don't think it could get any further. Like a conversation, yeah, But actually dating, being sexually active with someone outside of my race, probably not.
See, then you gotta think about this. Okay, let's say you meet this white lady, white girl, or white man in your case. Boom, y'all hitting it off. But what about the parents? The parents could be racist. The grandparents. So when these holidays come around that these people celebrate and they have these family functions, they gotta take you, or you gotta go to their family function. You know, that might be a little uncomfortable because you don't know how they might take you.
That I have experienced because we do have a few people in our family who are married to, you know, a different race. I have a cousin who's been married to a white guy for years. And he's cool. He's cool. His family is cool and everything. Of course, it was a little awkward at first because I think the interaction is a little different from our interaction. You know, they do things a little different. But, I mean, to each his own.
Yeah, that to each his own. I would say that
to
too.
Each his own.
It's just not my thing. That's all. Just not my preference. But, you know, hey, any interracial couples out there, keep doing what you did. Much love to you. I mean, make it work the best that you can.
Yeah.
What's the brother's name? Chad?
Chad, yeah, we got about 30 seconds. Chad, when we get back, we will answer some of your questions. Chad is lighting up the comment section. Make
Yes,
sure y'all don't go nowhere because we will be back to talk about interracial relationships. Don't go nowhere, y'all. It is what it is radio. We'll be right back.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals is they're like one of the worst teams in the major leagues
Baseball
right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports, collegiate to report. The Maryland lacrosse. Let's shout out the Maryland lacrosse team. They are in the NCAA tournament, and
Hey, this is Mark, just a bit outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen to us every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Matt.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Are back
Welcome back.
Shout out to Chad for keeping the comment section busy. We about to go at you, Tad. We about to answer some of your questions. And we're going to try to get to all the viewers' questions.
Chad,
today.
you really need to call up here.
Yeah,
seriously.
make sure y'all share the show, please. Share the show to share the show. Please.
Okay, so Brother Chad, you made a comment to us about us moving past, you know, and first thing I want to say thank you for the dialogue, because, you know, my responses are always going to be respectful, and I appreciate your passion. But when you think about us moving forward, it has to be two ways. It can't just be black people moving forward, because white, in order for it to be, in order for us to sit here and talk about moving forward as a people, you know, there has to be some level of change from systemic oppression, because there are a lot of things that go on beneath the surface that keep black people oppressed. So when you really think about it, we're still not even. When you think about white folk versus black folk, the playing field is still uneven. There's still systemic racism. When you think about it, I've grown up in Baltimore City my whole life. When you think about the parameters of Baltimore City, such as the counties and so forth, just change my mic. They can't hear me? Okay, thank you, good brother. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, good brother. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, good brother, is things don't change unless there's some level of give or accommodation for black people. Can I tell a quick story? I know it's kind of off. Do your thing.
You have the floor,
so
brother.
Look, check it out, right? And I went on live yesterday because I experienced something a few days ago. So my family, my mom and my dad live in Northwest Baltimore, right? And they live on a corner which is primarily a drug strip, right? So this drug strip, they got people, you know, lookouts, dudes moving up and down that drug strip all day. The police drive up and down the block. They yell 40. They stop what they doing. Police gone. They keep doing what they doing, right? So I come through there quite often. So a lot of times, you know, when I come through there, you know, it's just business as usual. So this time I'm jumping out my truck. I see a young white dude walking down the street from the direction where they be cut.
Up the heights, up our way.
Young white dude, right? So he look like he don't belong. Guess who shows up? The police. So you get two police cars that intercept this dude. Stop him. Boom. Right slam in the middle of the intersection. So, you know, I walk up on my people's porch. And it kind of caught my attention because I just wanted to see how it played out.
Right.
So how this going to play out? So you got, you know, I see them pull us over all day. 5 minutes later, they got the paddy wagon. We get shit. Central booking.
Right. Point.
Quick.
Right.
In that order.
Right. So it was a white police officer and it was a black police officer. I'm trying to tell the story fast because I don't want to.
Do your thing. You good.
White police, black police officer. So first thing they said is, they're like, what you doing in Northwest Baltimore? So I didn't hear the kid's response. But he kind of hushed his soul. He said whatever he had to say to the police officer. So the police officer, for one, he wasn't put in the curb. So he didn't have to sit on the curb.
Oh, he had to sit on.
He had to sit on the curb. He wasn't handcuffed.
Wasn't handcuffed either?
Nothing. So police officer said, well, look, you know, put your hands on the car. He put his hands on the car. They went in his pockets. Found the shit he had on him that he had just copped. So now they got dope. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit, this white boy in trouble.
Right.
Okay, so I'm at this point, you know, I'm kind of in the doorway. I ain't want to be too obvious. So I'm in the doorway. I'm like, I want to see what really
what's going to go down.
What's going to go down. So I'm like, okay, white boy in trouble. So I heard the white police officer say, Northwest Baltimore is not a place for white people or white kids, straight like that.
Wow.
So I'm like, damn. Who is it for then? Like, like so he said that too, and he made a comment. He was like, these motherfuckers around here, these clowns will kill you in front of the black officer. Black officer ain't say shit the whole time.
I got a story and you finished.
So I said, okay, cool. This shit getting kind of interesting. So I'm thinking they was gonna handcuff the kid or whatever the case may be. So they asked the kid for his phone, which was interesting. He said, you know, you got a phone. He said, do you have parents? So
damn.
Wow.
The kid said, yeah, I have parents. So I'm like, okay, I heard him say that. So the police officer said, look, call your mom or your dad You either get somebody to come up here and pick you up, or I'm taking you to jail. So sure enough, he called.
Gave my option.
Right.
Gave my option.
Hold up. Did you say he had drugs on him too?
He had drugs on him.
Okay.
This is
took his
crazy.
shit and everything.
Go ahead.
Let me finish the story.
Yes, please.
So I'm sitting there the whole time.
God,
like, okay.
damn.
That's crazy.
So keep in mind, what was it? 2 nights ago, it was freezing outside.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the area, you know, it was a 2-way street, but it's a small street. So the police cars was parked this way, so traffic was backed up pretty much. So cars was making U-turns and all that. So they took the time to give this kid a lecture, and it was almost as if the police officers became counselors. They were counseling this kid to why he should not be on Northwest Baltimore.
That's crazy.
Why he should not be copping dope, and eventually they got a hold of his dad.
But you know what? And I don't mean to cut you off. What makes me mad about that is not the fact of what they're doing, but why is it when it's our black young boys out there on their corners doing that? Why aren't you counseling them?
And I was getting to that.
That's what pisses me
off. I got to hear this.
So making a long story short, the police officer's on the phone with his dad. His disposition completely changed. I had went in the house for a few minutes. Probably wasn't in the house for 20 minutes. So I said, let me go ahead and get the update. Let me go back up front.
yeah. Let me get this.
See what's going on.
Right.
To see if they done already hauled him off. So look. A red pickup truck pulls up.
If you hold the ball, if I fall, Dave. Right. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
The red pickup truck pulls him up. White dude pulls up. It's dad.
Mm-hmm.
He shook the police officer's hands. Again, the son was never handcuffed, put on the curb, thrown up against shit, smacked, nothing. He got a couple cuss words, but that was all he got.
Damn.
But when it was all said and done, police officers dapped him and his father up and allowed him to get in his father's truck and pull off.
Wow.
End of story. So again, the moral of the story is the police do not give that same level of accommodation for black kids. And I forgot the brother's name. Chad. Right. So when you make a comment about, you know, let's forget about the past or move on from the past, brother, shit ain't changed.
At all.
The system has conformed and have recreated a level of prejudice, and there's still racism. We may not be in shackles.
Right.
But the game has changed to where they don't have to put us in shackles.
Right.
So that's something that you have to think about when you make a comment about let's forget, because nothing has really changed.
Right. We got a caller? Is that a caller?
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how. I'm new to this. How about this, caller? I'm gonna leave a number for you to call, and we're gonna do something a little different. Cause hello, caller. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little. Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Okay. Who's calling?
It's Brother White.
Hey, Brother White. How you doing this evening? I'm gonna try to turn you up a little bit because I can hardly hear you. Okay, Brother White. I'm with you.
You can hear me clear now?
I can hear you.
Okay, my man. All right, so I wanted to ask Brother David when he made a comment about making love with the oppressor. So my question to you is, and let me preface this by saying that I often hear our people talk a lot about being oppressed, and reflecting back on the things that are happening and the things that happened in the past. But when I look at a guy like, I'm going to throw in O.J. Simpson in the mix, and my question to you is, was O.J. oppressed?
Brother White said, do you think that O.J. Simpson was oppressed?
Oppressed.
Matter of fact, Brother White, tell you this. Look, call my direct line, Brother White, and I'm going to put you on speaker so he can exactly hear everything you got to say.
All right, I'll call you right now.
Call me right now. All right, so that way y'all.
We can all hear. Okay.
Brother White is going to call us right back. He had a good question. Well, make sure y'all tune in to Brother White's show. Oh, we got to go to a break. Okay, we will be right back. Don't go nowhere. Wow.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy, busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I got you. We're back. We're back. The floor, man. You're a hot guy, Dave. See, matter of fact, wait a minute. Let me let Brother White know. No, to call us back, because we were about... there you go. Brother White.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hey, peace, Brother White. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, listen, man. You know, it's always a pleasure to be a part of whatever you're doing, good brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. So what was the question? I just heard...
reframe it? Okay,
yeah,
so,
please.
I think, and I'm gonna be short because I know y'all gotta go.
Okay.
When I heard you mention oppression, I thought about conversations and circles that I've been in times past,
right,
where our people continue to, and no disrespect to anybody,
right,
but we continue to beat the drum of oppression based upon the things that have happened in our past,
right,
and or things that have happened currently.
Right.
So, my personal opinion about oppression, and I hope I'm not getting too far out of context, is that first and foremost, oppression is a spiritual thing, and then it's physical. So I never saw myself, and I don't view myself as being oppressed, because, I've been set free. So, but when I look at, taking the spiritual component out of it completely, when I look at a guy like O.J. Simpson, who in his mind, and no disrespect to the dead, he got over. I look at his circles, I look at, all the things that he did or got away with, being positive or negative, depending on how we look at it.
Right.
And then I look at, I think about those conversations. Now, I'm not talking about. I'm not arguing from a perspective of who he claimed to be.
Right.
I'm arguing from a perspective of who he is because his mom and his dad were African American.
Right.
So my question, I'm trying to make it as short as possible, is when you look at O.J. Simpson or the O.J. Simpsons of the world, are they oppressed, or was he oppressed in your opinion?
In my opinion, was O.J. Simpson oppressed? I think that O.J. Simpson was a victim of what I call black privilege. When you think about it, you know, he was a part of the same level of oppression that we were, that black people generally are, until he struck rich. And in most cases, you think about African or black people, like me and you, and I call, you know, I'm a middle class. I mean, I'm not making $1 million, but when you really think about it, you have brothers like O.J. Simpson that had a talent, and I respect him for his talent. He was great at what he did, and he made a living off of it. And I think that in some cases, when you have brothers that make money, there becomes a disconnect from their own community and where they came from. So I think that more than anything, I think that he may have been whitewashed, for lack of a better term. But to say that he was oppressed, I don't think that he was any more or any less oppressed than we are. But the difference was his financial circumstance. He was a celebrity, he was rich, and he was kind of exempt from a lot of the things that we go through as middle class and poor black people. So I think that his money and his level of success changed things, but I don't think that he was any different, because at the end of the day, you see where he is now. So just as the white man gives you power, he can take it. And that's what they did, because he became a victim, he became a target, and eventually they were able to see his demise and have him in the situation that he's in today. And I'm not sure if that answered your question, but I think that I think that's as accurate as I can get as far as answering that question. I don't feel like he was any more oppressed than anybody else was, but his privilege, his money, and his success gave him a certain disposition towards his own people. Does that answer your question, good brother?
Yeah, I respect that, you know, and what I hear you saying, he wasn't any less or any more oppressed than anybody else. I just wanted to see how you would, and I appreciate you framing it the way you did. I just wanted to see how you would argue that point. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go, because I think that sometimes we can get into circles where oppression seems to be conditional based off of your level of wealth. So you don't think about, not you speaking about you specifically, I'm just thinking about past arguments on this topic. You know, people don't look at the Walter Paytons, the Michael Jordans, and we tend to separate them, not me, I'm saying, but in general, some people tend to separate them and label them as elite, and they don't tag oppression to the Michael Jordan. So I just wanted to see how you would respond. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I appreciate the question. I hope I was able to you know, answer it to where you understood my perspective.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks, brother Tyree.
Thanks, Mr. White. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. The pleasure's mine, man. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, listen up, Mr. White. Oh, he gone. I wanted to let y'all know. Make sure y'all tune into his show, Conflict Resolution. I wanted to get him to give you all the actual days. I tuned in, but I just said on my don't not click it. I'm not sure what the days. Sundays from 7 to 9. Conflict Resolution. Okay. Mr. White's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's very
Will do. Where we at? Where we at?
He's here. All right. But yes.
Okay.
Good brother. Good brother. Also my daughter's mentor in school. Awesome.
Okay.
So yes. But let's get back to some of these comments. I'm sure Chad, you got something for us? Let me see. I'm sorry. Oh. Shamice Jacobs, oppression is a generational crossbear. Of course, OJ was oppressed. Oppression doesn't look like struggle and brokenness. It lives in the minds too. It shows up in our thoughts and actions, even if we aren't standing in it.
That is so true.
Thoughts.
That's dope.
Dope.
I totally agree.
Shout out to you, Shamice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Chad said, think of what Brother Malcolm X once said in the interview when his house was burned. I gotta go back and watch.
Yeah, so if you throw that out there, it would be cool to kind of
yeah, I gotta watch.
Quote. We need a quote.
We need a quote on that.
Yeah, I mean I kind of know, but we would need a quote to really be able to kind of dig into that.
Yeah, I haven't watched Malcolm X in a while, Chad. So if you can get it to us, that's fine. But let me see. We just trying to go through some of these.
Yeah, we appreciate Chad though, definitely.
Chad is definitely the It Is What It Is best viewer. Point blank, period. That man tunes in from Texas every week.
That's what's up.
We appreciate you, Chad. Matter of fact, I'm going to send you something, man. DM me your address, man. I'm going to send you something complimentary of It Is What It Is Radio.
And you know what, Chad? I meant to reply to your comment. You asked me what have I been working on for 2019. I've been kind of quiet about a lot of things, but
yeah.
I'll share this with you. I'm working on building a platform to break silence of a lot of things, especially against abuse, domestic violence. I'm working on a lot. Okay. I'm working on trying to build a village. You know, they always say that it takes a village to raise children, and you know, just it's important for us to learn how to stick together again. So I'm working on having that type of support. I try not to say too much yet because a lot of legal things I want to make sure I have straight first. But these are the things I'm working on. I'll definitely keep you all informed, and I definitely would like to have you involved. So stay tuned, okay?
That's crazy that you said that about the village, because lately I've been thinking about the platforms that I've achieved as far as with the radio show, now with the magazine, and I would like to do the same, create a team like you do videos, right? Shoot videos and do art. I want to do a team. I want to have a team where we are covering all areas: video, art, let's say choreography, broadcasting, or you know, it's about building a team of people that are on the same page. That's something that I want to do. And like once I got this magazine gig, I really started to think like, okay, we got the radio, which is the radio for the visual, and you know, the visual, the videos or whatever. You can see that the ink is in the magazine. You do video, you may do. It's about pulling people together that can help obtain a common goal.
Yes.
That's where I'm at with it. So
that's the best place to be, you know. That's definitely one of my goals, you know. Looking at our how can I say this? Looking at society, especially, you know, our people, I see that we're starting to come out of this this phase of looking down on each other when it comes to opening up.
Right.
For generations, like our household has been, oh, sweeping under the rug. People don't need to know what's going on outside, you know, in the household. But those things that we've been taught has been, what's the best way I can say this? Those things we've been taught has actually made us weaker as people. You know, we get into relationships and we don't know how to communicate because of those things, or we don't know how to just open up and face things that has happened to us, and because we're told to always be strong, or you can't be weak, or this and that, you know. So I think it's important that we do stick together and try to reach those common goals of bettering each other, you know.
That's what it's about. So. I mean, I went to a workshop over the summer. My job sent me. It was for all teachers in Baltimore City, well, for the 5 schools that I'm a part of. And one thing that the instructor was talking about was positive affirmations, how we as people don't give each other positive affirmations, and we need to do that more. Like, with me, that's something I always did. Like, I can look now, Andre Crockett, guard at Northwestern High School back in the day. One of the best 2 guards I ever seen.
I don't have no problem telling them that. You know what I mean? I've always been the type of person that if you got something going on, I don't have no problem giving you your just due, your props. If I can help you, I will. But I think the thing is with our people, we don't want to see each other do better. Like, I'm rooting, even though we're not going with your accomplishment. I'm rooting, even from when you take it way back. Remember, you had the drawing book with we had them for the basketball cards, but you had your drawings in them, and you used to walk around and you say, "Damn, this boy going like he been drawing for forever." Really? This man has a talent. He's very talented. Not tell anybody.
Thank you, bro.
He can draw. That's one thing. That's his shit. Ever since we've been little, he used to carry around a book about this big with all his drawings in it. You know that, and to go from growing up in the Park Heights community, being little kids, you know, we collect basketball cards. He made Drew. I played ball. We all played football. And to watch the growth and the progression of the people I grew up with, including you, it feels good.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't see why. Like, for instance, if any of your friends got businesses, why are we not supporting them?
Exactly.
Why are we not supporting them?
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to say this. It seems like most of the support comes from the strangers. I see it all the time.
Yes.
It's like most support doesn't come from people, family, close friends. It comes from strangers.
Strangers. Why?
I don't know. Yeah, why is that?
Why?
Family should be the first to support each other, you know? I don't understand that.
I think us as people, we're a little scared. Like, if somebody is in a new endeavor, before we support them, well, not me, but most people, they want to see where it's going to go. They don't want to look like a fool supporting something that they don't know is popular or will be popular, and that's a problem.
That is a major problem.
Just like with the clothes, you might not want to support me, but if you see Idris Elba with a Love shirt on, oh, I know him. That's Ty and Dre got that line. We gotta stop being phony, man.
Yes.
I hate the phony love.
Keep it real.
Keep it real. On that note, we going to a break. We will be right back. Tamika, you ain't never lied, baby. Major facts. We'll be right back. Shout out to Andre Crockett and Ashley Wilson for tuning in. We will be right back.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council. Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Just a Bit Outside radio show.
There is one glaring stat that I read about while watching the games over the weekend. New York Yankees went 22 straight innings with at least one strikeout.
Really?
That's a major league record for the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statistic.
It is, you know, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, you know, that, to me, that's like, a big reason why, they're losing right now.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are back.
We are back.
And for the next topic, we're discussing same-sex parenting. And during the break, like I was saying, like I was about to say, this is just my opinion. Please don't bash me for this. But a child, me personally, I think a child would make out better if he was raised by two women, as far as on the same sex relationship, versus two men. Reason being, with the women, okay, women are nurturers by nature, right?
True.
And gay or a lesbian relationship, most times, a lot of times, you have the butch. You do have two feminines, but most time you have the butch, and you have the regular woman. Is that safe to say? Regular woman. All right. So the regular woman is going to take the mother's role. The butch is going to take the father's role, because they want to be men anyway. Versus two men. When the two men in the relationship, both of them are womanly or sweet. If you understand.
That's not always true.
I mean, I'm saying, far as what I've seen, I've never seen a gay relationship where it's a dominant male and a feminine male. I've seen two feminine men. I've never.
I mean,
speak on.
Every relationship is different.
Yeah.
I've been exposed to that. I have people around me who, it's two men in a relationship or two women. But I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was against it because I felt as though a child should have the choice whether or not they want to be raised in a household with same sex. I used to feel as though that should have been an option. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to talk scientifically, it's a man and a woman. That's how we are created. So I feel as though anything other than that, a child should have that option on their own, to make that decision later on in life.
Okay.
But as I'm getting older and my mind is starting to open up a little bit, to each his own. To each his own.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think a child would be affected, or how? If so, would a child be affected by that, or you think a child
is affected by anything we do?
Anything.
Whether it's because you can have a man and a woman in a household and the relationship is horrible, and they can be affected by that. Either way, they can be affected. It all depends on the relationship and the bond that's going on in that house. Just because it is, and that's what I'm saying. My mind has opened up because it can be two women and two men, and they can still raise that child to be spiritually equipped, confident, just because, people are homosexual doesn't mean that they lack parenting.
True.
Or love. You know what I'm saying? So, to each his own.
You think a child would be confused?
Yes, I do think so.
That's the whole thing. Like, what?
It's confusing because it's like, okay, it's mommy and mommy here, but I see mommy and daddy there. That is confusing, yes. But you got to be able to open up and be real with your child. I feel like if you're going to take that role and be a parent, you have to be real with your children, Right. Do I think sex, that type of conversation should come up for children? No, I think it shouldn't come up until later on in life when they get of age. Mm-hmm. But when you make that decision to have a household of the same sex, marriage, yeah, they're going to question some things. They're going to question it.
Okay, I got two questions. Two responses I want to read. Chad said he thinks it varies because sometimes it can influence the situation in the ways of the parents, or it can make a child feel more confident and comfortable with themselves. You got a point.
Yeah.
And these days, what I've noticed with being in the school system, and I'm always comparing generations. When we were coming up, the gays were. It was kind of like they were in the closet.
Yeah.
Fair to say, they kept it hush.
Yeah.
Now, it seems like children are more comfortable with being them.
Uh-huh.
But on the flip side, you got this TV that's pushing that mess. You watching? I done seen King of the Hill, and they had different stuff in it. So I think with this TV, that propaganda, it's pushing. There's nothing wrong with it, but I think they're pushing this homosexuality on the kids more.
Yeah, because right now they have ads and even some commercials where they have same-sex relationships.
Yeah.
Billboards, same-sex relationships, reality shows. Everything that people digest on a day-to-day, you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's as if people are being desensitized from it. My opinion on same-sex relationships with children, and I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is just my perspective, I think it breeds dysfunction.
Right.
Because when you think about the concept of man and woman, we're here for a reason. A man and woman creates balance. Two opposites attract. When you think about a magnet, if you put two positive charges or positive sides of a magnet together, it will not stick. If you put two negatives together, it won't stick. But if you put a positive and a negative together, it sticks. So when you think about the concept of balance, a man having strength is able to put the fear of God in a child, to where instills discipline, safety, security. Whereas a woman is more nurturing.
Nurturing, right?
We bring two different types of energy.
That's true.
Right.
But to have two of the same energies, whether it's two men or two women, I think that it can only create the same thing in some ways. Now, I'm sure there have been situations where there have been maybe two men or maybe two women and the child was straight. But what is the likelihood of that? Because based on situations that I've personally known or experienced where you've had two women or even two men, the child ended up being gay. And that's my experience. So I'm pretty sure you've had people, there may be people out there that have experienced same-sex households with children and they may have come out fine.
Right.
But based on my experience, I just feel like it breeds it does breed dysfunction in a lot of ways. And it, like the confusion, the uncertainty, and especially when you think about it from the standpoint of what it can do to a child. When a child goes out and he sees other things out in the community, friends, classmates, so forth and so on, that have a two-parent household. But in some cases, to play devil's advocate, it probably wouldn't have any more or less effect than someone that raised a child alone.
Right.
So you think about a woman that raises a child by herself,
right,
or a man that raises a child by himself, there's still a level of imbalance there.
Right.
But the thing about when you think about sexuality and seeing how a man interacts with the woman versus how a woman interacts with the man, I can see how that could be confusing when a child sees a woman and a woman and a man and a man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of different ways to look at it.
Yeah, it is.
So
tough situation.
Yeah, you hit a strong point when you said it's the same thing as, you know, one parent raising a child.
Right.
Because yeah, that a child can lack a lot from that. You know.
Right.
Definitely, especially like a mother trying to raise a son. You
Mhm.
can't. How can you can raise them, but you can't teach them to be a man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you're right. You're absolutely right about that.
Tough situation.
Yeah, but it is tough, and the sad thing about it, and like I said, I'm not bashing anybody's lifestyle. You know, if you're a gay man and you're a gay woman and you're watching the show, not bashing.
Yes.
I'm just giving my perspective, and you know, based on what I've experienced. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you think about the effect that it has on children, it can, you know, it can create a level of confusion, and I think that has a lot to do along with other things. Because I mean, I think that the fact that women are put in situations where they have to raise men. Or raise a child on their own, that also contributes to, I think, the heighten in homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's not a fact, but it's truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to be clear about the difference between what a fact and what the truth is.
Mhm.
A fact is the idea of something being true versus a fact is something that is undisputably the case.
Right.
You can't argue it.
You can't. Right.
But you can argue truth.
Right.
Because my truth and your truth can be completely
Exactly.
two different things.
Right.
So, you know, that's just a perspective that I had in reference to, you know, same-sex households with children. I just think that that contributes to the growth of homosexuality in gays. So I know they're going to be back.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm cold, bro. I got
Cold? Look, Dave getting chills talking about the situation.
Yeah, I got to put this on.
Okay, Shami said you just described everything her mama and her aunties did. Okay, Tamika said respect. Okay. This is definitely a touchy
Topic,
situation.
Yes.
Touchy. Oh no.
But I mean, it's important to talk about. I mean, the thing about it is, you know, I'm a heterosexual man, so that's my perspective.
Right.
You know, and when you talk about the concept of homosexuality, gay men and gay women, I don't have experience in it.
Right.
But I think that in order for a person to gain an understanding for anything that they're not exposed to, there's two ways you can do it. You can experience it, which I'll never do.
Right.
But you can also have the conversation.
Right.
So, you know, in me speaking openly about it, it's just basically creating the dialogue for some level of understanding. Because like I said, you know, I've never lived in the same in a household where it was 2 men or 2 women.
Right.
I've only heard about it.
Right.
I've only seen it from a distance. I've never been gay. I've never had an interaction with a man or you know, been around 2 women that were gay. And like I said, to each his own. But for me to express my opinion versus someone else to express their opinion, it creates the dialogue for 2 people to have a level of understanding.
Right.
For what their preference is,
right,
or what they understand, or their lack of understanding.
Okay, I would like to have 2 gay couples come up.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I would, so we could talk about it.
Okay.
You know, I want to hear. You know, I want to hear about your life, and if you are, you know, your parenting. What are some of your skills, and you know, your do's, your don'ts. I would like to get, so if anybody's listening, y'all know 2 men that's together that are parenting and 2 women together that's parenting, give them this show's information.
So,
DM us.
So how much time do
we got about a half hour, good brother.
Okay, so can I just throw something out?
Throw it out there, Sunshine.
So, you know, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about monogamous relationships because apparently they're on the rise.
Yes.
So it's a lot of people. And I actually saw a radio show. I can't remember the radio show where they actually had two couples. Well, it was a couple on there, man and a woman, and they both had open relationships where they both had other people that they were sexually involved with, and it was open.
It was cool. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, my perspective on it is, I mean, to each his own. And I actually, I got to listening to the show, and I got so into it that I actually called into the show to kind of gain perspective on mentally where they were to be able to have a relationship and just be completely open. So, I mean, I just want to open that up because I think that is an interesting topic, and it's something that's happening more so than not.
Yes, yes. It seems like that's in style now.
Yep. People having threesomes.
I mean, it's diseases. I mean, it's condoms out here, but it's diseases out here too. I'm sorry, I just want one.
Yeah.
I just want one.
You need.
Just give me one.
All you need.
I mean, you know, the interesting thing about it is, you know, the people that I actually observed on this talk show said that they were deeply and intimately in love. So, you know, when I heard them kind of speak on that, and then they also spoke about their partners, and they were extremely open, which was completely, it was interesting to me, you know. And like I said, you know, and I always cross-reference my opinion by saying, this is my opinion. This is just my it's not law, it's not a fact. This is my truth.
Coming from the thoughts of David Shaw.
Exactly. If you are emotionally connected with someone, and they also made the comment about being physically, emotionally connected, I don't see how you can allow someone else to have a piece of what you're connected to.
Right.
I mean, that's just what I'm saying.
I feel you.
So when you talk about having a level of intimacy with someone, and whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, how do you share that with someone that you so-called are connected with?
Right.
So that's a question.
That's
because
a
like
good
I said,
question.
yeah, because you know, I mean, I've been promiscuous, but to be completely honest with you, the times that I was promiscuous and I was in a relationship, the person ain't know about it. So
Right.
I wasn't real as they were.
Right.
And I give them total respect because they were. My whole thing is, if you real about that shit, be real about it. If you gonna have your boo and you fucking this one and this one and this one, and you open enough. And you give that person enough to say, this is what I'm doing. My hat goes off to you.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, and again, it's me, it made me question the connection that they said that they had for one another.
Right.
Because in most cases, if you are deeply in love or connected with someone on a physical, spiritual, mental, whatever level you can fathom, then in most cases, you don't want to share that connection with someone. Like if you got a bad woman, you don't want to share her body. And I know how women are.
You're right.
If you got a woman got a nigga with some good, you know, you don't want to share that.
Right.
Yo.
Right.
You don't want to share that thing. So
yeah.
But some people mentally are open, and it just makes me. Is that kind of a way to cheat? I mean, I don't know, but it's not cheating if they don't know.
Yeah, if they know it's not cheating. That's just.
I'm just. It's one of them things where I just I just question. That was it.
This is my thing, right? With this new age, you got couples going to these swinger parties. So I took myself. I say, all right, if I was in a relationship, could I go to a swinger party and take my mate? No. As a man, I can't take my significant other to this party and watch other men dig my woman out. I mean, it could be an ego thing too, but if I care about you, sex is intimate. Protection, whatever. No, you're penetrating something that I so-called love.
Right.
No.
Yeah, it's hard enough for dudes to talk about niggas you fuck with before you met me.
Yo.
It's hard enough.
You're right.
Yeah, like
I don't want to hear about
That's
Slim.
the first time I heard a man admit that.
What?
Thank you.
What? That's real shit. I had a conversation about that. I don't want to hear about this dude. That I don't want to hear about them before me. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear that.
In the past.
I mean, but you know what? I mean, you can have it.
So?
You can have it. I mean, I'm open to the conversation. If you're involved with somebody, it's obvious that that person had somebody before you. You ain't the only person that was attracted to her.
Right.
There's people that was attracted to her before you met her.
Right.
Cool. But and I think in the course of any relationship, if you've been with a person long enough, that's going to come up.
It's going to.
But
at some
it's not
point.
something that a brother want to talk about. So my whole thing is back to what we was originally talking about, the new topic.
Yeah.
It's difficult enough to talk about dudes of the past, but to have an open relationship and to know that when she leave out the house, that she going elsewhere.
They're getting swole.
And she coming back to you.
Dug out.
If it's a dude that's I wish it was a dude that was in this type of relationship that could call
us up, right?
Express that shit. Like, how does that shit feel? You know, and it was funny because when I called into the radio station, I wanted answers, right?
Yeah.
And they shut me off quick.
They did.
He shut my ass up quick.
You were getting
so
too
damn
deep.
quick because I was getting deep. I was
Getting
asking
deep.
questions and I felt like he wasn't ready for them. And the lady was like, you know what? Well, we gotta let you go call her. And they hung the phone up in mid sentence when I was about to shoot another question at him. But if my woman is out, if I know that my woman is leaving out, we gotta open. And the funny thing about it, and I'm gonna be completely 110%. I don't even give if I'm fucking somebody else. I still would be mad if she went and fuck somebody.
Oh my
God. As a man, that's enough. Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
You got niggas that's terrible. You got niggas that's cheating right now. He will be hurt if he knew his girl was going out there to fuck somebody.
Yeah, definitely. Crying nigga might cry.
I'm having a real moment right now.
Look, the nigga gonna cry knowing that his girl going over there. She might not even got there yet. She might just be in the car. He gonna have that situation and scenario in his mind how he think is gonna play out even before she get there. She might get there and come on up hurry and come right back home. In his mind or my mind, you fucked her. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
So would you say y'all are stingy by nature?
Stingy by nature. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Stingy by nature.
But women are the same way.
Yeah, y'all the same way.
Women can be just
territorial.
as men.
Oh yeah, we could be very territorial. But one thing about us, a lot of times, if we playing that card to make y'all feel some type of way, it's to get back. Because I think I could be wrong. But I feel like women, when we love deeply. And when we really, really involved with somebody, we can really be involved with that one person.
Cause I'm crazy.
That's what I believe.
But cause I'm crazy.
I can agree
well,
with that.
Cousin, I'm not gonna say your name. Cousin said, fuck you, nigga, I'm gonna fuck. He can't handle you, right. That nigga gonna cry in the car. Yo.
Yeah, I don't.
But for y'all out there that are in those type of relationships, more power to y'all.
Yeah, I couldn't do
What
it.
was the definition of because some people definition of open relationship is different.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but I think it all involves somebody else.
It all involves of a dick,
So
it's pretty much the same.
That's the general rule of it. Somebody else is around.
Dave say it involves other words, so it don't make a difference.
There may be stages to it. You know?
What?
But I think if you got if you can deal with it.
Cause I hear you call us up, cause talk about it. Wait,
what's mine is mine.
Then if you got a clear,
I'm about to cry.
Understanding. I don't see how it
wait a minute. Oh my bad. Yeah, go ahead, Dave. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I just feel like if you can deal with it, you know what I'm saying, and y'all, and it's open, because I know people that get down.
You do? I don't know nobody in an open relationship.
Yeah, so I know. I mean, I know two people that's kind of out there, like that kind of do that thing like that.
I'm gonna tell you something crazy. Remember Marcus that died, that got killed? Marcus Williams, light skin, grew up with us. Well, anyway, boom, years ago, I moved in the Bel Air Road area. Man, this was my best friend. He died. So, okay. So, boom. Him and his girlfriend used to come over a lot. Boom. So, one day, they get in an argument in my living room. Right? Oh. All right. Fuck that. This the girl. Fuck that. Since you fucked such and such, why we ain't do what I wanted to do? Now, mind you, I'm blind to this. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, yeah, you fucked whoever the girl name was. I want to fuck Ty. You agreed to that. That's what they said.
Oh shit.
I'm like, talk about me, and I'm like, right there. Wow. Like, yo, so what? You must have messed with her friend, and she must have told you she wanted me. Cuzzo calling up. Hey, cuz, we gonna talk about that in a minute. But yeah, crazy. Cousin. Cuzzo, wait a minute, Cuzzo. Speaking to the mic.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, how y'all doing?
What's up,
Hello. Hi, Cuzzo.
Yeah, baby. I'm just calling because I'm watching It Is What It Is, right? And I wanna kind of like piggyback off of what was said when they said how y'all guys can't take it, right?
I can't.
But what happens when you come across a real one is just gonna let you know flat out, I'm not gonna go cheat on you, nigga. I'm gonna go fuck. You was fucking.
She's Miles. You hear that?
Why is he choking? Why is he choking?
I'm not. I was one of the ones that said I can't take it.
I can't take it.
So I never said I was cool with it at all.
Damn.
So I mean, I don't know. I think I already answered that question.
My feelings would be hurt.
Yeah, I would be hurt.
So you just be straight up and letting them know what you gonna do?
Why not? I mean, you cheating. Okay, listen.
No, we talking about an open relationship where both sides.
We're talking about open relationships. Right. Okay, so we're gonna answer the question about the open relationships. Fuck that. I'm not doing no open relationship, nigga, because that shit right there is gonna cause too many problems. Because I'm not sharing.
Okay.
Point blank period. That's why I don't cheat.
We both on the same page, so okay.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, before I cheat, as you all was stating earlier, how they go out and cheat. Before I cheat, I'm gonna let you know that I'm just gonna go do this. I'm not cheating because I'm gonna hurt you. If I cheat on you, you catch me. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. Listen, you done fucked up, Slim. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go do what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Shit.
It's called being grown. It's called being accepting responsibility. I'm an adult. Why am I gonna play this game with you?
Exactly.
I get it, but what the thing is you know, not everybody operates under that same umbrella. So that's really, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like as far as, you know, you being grown, and if a person want to play that game, I got it. Eye for an eye. I totally understand it, but we were just speaking hypothetically. You know, we talked about the concept of an open relationship, and then
that's out the window for me.
Right, and I totally agree, because I can't. Like me and Tyree was sitting here saying I can't do it. I can't handle it. But you got people that's doing it.
I can't watch my man digging in another woman's pussy.
I agree, and that's what I'm saying. If you are passionate about somebody, you love them, you're involved with them, and you connected with them. The point that I was trying to make is, you know, when I called up to the radio station where those two people were having a conversation about their relationship, I didn't understand how they could be connected and still be open to do things with other people. So that you kind of making the point that we were already making. Right.
And I agree with you, because I have some actually family members as friends also. They into that, right? And for me, I just feel like people that do that suffer with some other issues that's underlying.
I agree. I totally agree. Yep. That's a great point as well.
Sure.
You ain't never
that's on a whole nother level. Like, come on now, you ain't on TV. This shit out here is real. We not doing that.
Right. Yeah, but people do it.
We talking about some psychological issues.
Yeah.
It's beyond just the physical aspect of it, because for me, kissing is very intimate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not kissing everybody.
Exactly. Me neither.
Let alone am I going to perform fellatio on everybody? I'm not fucking everybody off, nigga. No.
That's crazy. Oh, okay.
Right.
Right.
I'm selective about what goes in my mouth, even down to my food. So you know damn well I'll be selective about a dick and a set of balls.
Yeah. A lot of people got them. Yep.
Hey.
I don't agree with every man should perform all sex on every woman because every woman is not worthy of it.
Right.
I agree.
You definitely right.
I mean, if you take it a step further, like, you know, everybody ain't worth getting, you know, touched up, period. So, I mean, so, I mean, I got you.
I mean, I agree with y'all saying 100%, but the open relationships out the window. The people that do that, they need to be in the world by themselves, underground world or something, because something's psychologically wrong with them. My dude come telling me we gonna be in some type of open relationship, Slim. We gonna have some problems here.
Yeah, but let me just make a point to you, my love, and we really appreciate you calling in. But I mean, this creates the dialogue, right? You know, and you know, and I totally understand that you disagree with it, because I disagree with it as well. But just to bring it up and have a conversation to where people, because my whole thing is I just want to understand the perspective, because you're gonna have people that have perspectives that you totally disagree with or you ain't feeling. But just to kind of gain an understanding of why people do some of the shit that they do, is the reason why we have a conversation about it. And that was why I kind of brought it up, because there was some holes in it and some things that I was unclear on. Right. You know, and that's why we kind of brought the situation up. But yeah, I think that me and you agree. We all agree that it ain't for us. But like I said, there's people out there that's doing it and it's actually living the lifestyle. So, but that's kind of how that go.
Hey, cuz, I thank you for calling. We gotta get ready to go to a break.
Thanks, babe.
Not a problem, baby.
Thanks for calling.
So I'm gonna keep on supporting you and doing what it is that I do. It was good coming on. Y'all have a good night, okay?
All right, be good. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, my bad. Okay, well, we just got 2 minutes, and we're going to just push through the break because we pushed through the conversation a little too long. I apologize. All right.
We still going?
Yeah, we got 2 minutes. I'm sorry. Then it's curtains till next week. But this show here, boy, this one of the best ones to date. Then my cousin just come and shut it down just now.
Yeah, she don't take dick, none of that in the mouth. I hear that. My girl.
Hey.
Sure, you can't.
Y'all need to make sure y'all be safe out here, man. Y'all be safe, man. That's all I can say. It's too much mess out here. Yes. And we all need to be adults. We need to be adults, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
I ain't lying to no more women, man. I'm 41. I done lied to women for about 36 years of my life. I'm done. I'm going to be truthful from here on out. All right? So, I'm ready to be a better man myself. I want to be in a relationship, too. You know? That's all.
Sometimes it take that long to be better.
Yeah, it do, man. I'm tired of the lies, though. I want to be honest. I want to be naked with a young lady. What I mean by that is everything on the floor.
What made you decide that that's what you want to be?
In a relationship?
Yes.
I'm at that age where, I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Pussy kind of falls out the sky for me if I really want to take it. I done that. I've been fucking older women since I was 14 years old, and then all right, after we fuck, can we have a conversation?
You want more now?
Yeah, I want more. I mean, pussy is pussy. All right, let's build. Let's have a common goal, build, and be comfortable and live for something. Let's get some money together, something like that. I ain't with the just fucking, but you got some women out here that's just with it. That's just why I'm working on a book called Mr. Right Now. Mr. Right Now is about roughly me. I used to get phone calls from women I might not have talked to in years, 4 years. What's up? They wanted to hook up right now. So I wanted to do something about that. But yeah, to a point where I'm just trying to grow, man. I want to love one woman.
Would you say being with one woman helps you grow?
Being with the right woman can help you grow. Yes, because being with the wrong one can send you to Shepherd Pratt.
Yeah, I mean, being with, and it goes both ways. Being with the right woman can be a game changer.
Yes,
like
30 seconds.
When you think about support, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. You know, the right woman can come in and see your weaknesses and your strengths, and she can balance them.
Exactly.
And vice versa. You know, and she'll know how to attack your weaknesses to make you stronger, to make you better. So that's the amazing thing about finding the right person. But the flip side of that, you find the wrong person, and that person can bring you down.
Shepard Pratt.
Mentally, physically. I done seen people lose weight.
Sick. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
It is
It's
definitely
real.
Yeah, so,
love is real.
Pushing forward, get rid of them toxic, negative people in your lives.
Yeah, man. Grow up. Love the right one. The one that's in your corner. You'd be surprised what may happen.
I'm invisible.
Oh, you? Who said you're invisible?
Yes.
Invisible.
Hey, Tamika, much love from the Bronx, Tamika. We love you for that. Tell a nigga, tell Goods the animal highlight. But again, this has been a great show, great dialogue, Mr. Charles. I appreciate you for coming up. Let the people know how to find you on social media before we get out of here.
Check me out at David Charles, right on Facebook. I have 2 Instagrams, the Illest Illustrator, like the Illest, ILLEST, and Illustrator, because I'm a visual artist, as well as an activist. And I have an entertainment company, David Charles ENT is also my Instagram. But it was dope talking to you. You know, I hope you guys appreciated the dialogue and the back and forth. Again, it's just my perspective. Right. And I want to thank Ty for having me again.
You fam, you already know how that's gonna go.
I always have a blast when I come on the show, so it's pretty dope to do it again.
Yeah. Look out for Critique Empire magazine. I am featured in the December issue. I will be featured in all the issues. I have a column. So Mr. Miles, the writer, will be writing for Critique Empire. So y'all stay tuned for that. Anything you want to add?
You all know you can follow me, Lady Lee _9 on Instagram or Facebook. Stay tuned for a lot of things I have coming in 2019 as well. And thanks for tuning in tonight, y'all. This was
Thank y'all. Please like and share the show. It costs nothing to post this on y'all page, man. Help us, please. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Have a great weekend. Lato was in the building. Shout out to Lato. A little taste of heaven with the Fly T Miles drink. I do have a drink, y'all. Fly T Miles. Lato, we gonna come out there in a minute, y'all. We out of here. See y'all next week. You said you ain't want to be on air.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org.